All right, this is our third show. Sorry. Yeah, I just found out yesterday as a surprise that I'm pregnant with baby number 9. So those of you who don't know, that's what's happening. Yeah, it was actually, I didn't think I was or anything close to being pregnant. I'm just one of those weird people who occasionally take pregnancy tests. But no, I'm happy. I'm excited. So you guys get to follow me through this pregnancy, I guess, which will be great. So you can see the results that I actually get. Today on the second half of the show, a lot of people might be forwarding you this show because the second half, when I go through the trampoline, I usually talk about a subject or nutrition or health. Today I'm going to be talking about Isagenix. It's a product I take. I've been taking it for 10 years. I get asked about it all the time, and I feel bad because I honestly don't talk about it. I love it, but it's just too long of an explanation. And so this is for people who use Isagenix, never used Isagenix, interested in it. Even people who want to lose weight, even though it's not a weight loss. It's obviously what's kept me thin through all my pregnancies, the last 4 pregnancies. And I'll explain that. It's the most efficient thing out there, and it's the cheapest thing for what I believe, keeping your pH balanced to where it needs to be and your body getting what it needs to get. So I'm going to explain that in the second half. If you got on this right now and you were supposed to, you got forwarded, someone wanted you to listen to that, you can always fast forward it to the trampoline section and listen to that. You can always exercise on the trampoline with me, which is what I want you to do. If not, listen to it while you're doing whatever, or listen to it while you're exercising, or watch it, I should say. But I'm also doing this mainly because it's really hard for me to repeat myself a million times with people asking the same question, and then it's hard because they'll ask me a million different things, or why, or what about this, and I'm going to try to address all of those of why exactly I take this. I only talk about what I believe in. Yes, go back and finish eating. Thank you. So that's what we're going to do. But today also with the ball exercise, my good friend who's working out with me, she informed me that I am going probably, too many people are watching this probably and assuming that this is too hard. The first show I did break it down and went through what levels you should go through, but I'm going to today really go through where you should stay at, or not stay at, where you should start at if you can't do a certain exercise, what you should do instead of. But the whole key is I have not had one person yet. I've had people that were 300 plus pounds. I have people in their 60s. I've had young people who've never worked out before. I've had moms who've just had babies who've not worked out before do my exercise and start at the beginning where they couldn't do practically any of it, and then be able to really quickly build up because they did it at least. They did everything. Even if they had to start at a level, they hurry and quickly push themselves up to a higher level. So make sure when I go through this workout that you listen to that. You see that if you are not being able to do something, don't stop. Don't look at me and go, oh, I can't do that, because I think you might have forgotten what level you were supposed to do. And I'll try to go through that, explain. I just didn't want to take an hour and a half with my workout. And so really pay attention with this one. Again, I'll go the second half about Isagenix so that I don't have to repeat myself. I'll also give you information on how to find it so you don't have to call me. Not that I don't want to talk to people, but it's really hard to re-explain something over and over, and that's not what I do. I don't do this as a profession. I just work out for fun, not for fun, for exercise. But, you know, I don't do Isagenix as a job or anything like that. These are just things that I take the reason why they're the best. So let's get started. Down on the floor. Again, when we start on the floor, I pull my pants back so that I can actually grip the floor more. And my son is asleep over here on the couch because they were up late last night. Hey, Aven, shh. Can you be quiet? Okay, we're gonna pause for 1 second. Hey, Alex, can you come get Aven because he just spilled his bowl of Cheerios?
Is the orange bowl?
Yes, good, Garen. Go upstairs if you're all done. Hurry, go upstairs. All right, we're going to grip around the ball. Now, I think everyone should be able to do this, but if you're having a hard time keeping grip of your ball, again, if you're having a hard time, if your ball is too floppy, make it tighter. The key to a lot of these things is just making it tighter. And so, again, make your ball tight, you know, but when we grip it around like a horse, you're going to hold on to this. You might not be able to feel like you can lift enough, but I haven't really found a lot of people who can't do this. They might not be able to go as high as me, but so I'll just go through this. Remember, go one way, one way again, opposite way. So circles. And we're just gripping the ball as much as we can. Some people might have to do this, but get to the point where you're really gripping around like this. So you can keep this flat. Now opposite way. Now back again. Now opposite way. Now back again. In the beginning, you might not be able to do as many sets. Don't worry about it. Do as much as you can. Pause. Just pause. It doesn't mean stop. Get back on it. It's going to be exhausting at first, but you will see results fast on this, okay? Remember, this one, a lot of people just don't try, okay? Just because their ball is, you know, if this is wobbly, it's going to be harder. So we're gripping the ball. If you have to, just start like this, where you're like off here on the side. Okay? Then hold on to your ball if you need to and lift your body up. Okay? Don't have your legs lift your body up. You'll get to the point where you don't, it's kind of like you're using this as a slide at first. And so if you have to go like this first, or you're really close and sliding down with your, you know, but honestly, if you lean forward a little bit, you shouldn't be able to, you know, be wobbly at all. So you'll get to the point where you can pull your legs out further. It's all strengthening your core. The reason why this is the best exercise is because we use our core for every part of it. We don't separate the muscle, but we work every part of our body a million times over. And it's funny, sorry, my daughter said yesterday, I knew you were pregnant because you were looking fatter, which I didn't know my belly was sticking out, but I guess I'm looking fatter. So, all right, 100s again. The higher your legs are, the easier it is. So you get to the point where you get your legs further down. Just don't do this. Don't keep yourself at a level because, oh, I can do it now. Core exercising, it's an Asian exercise. You're not meant to be able to do any of it, meaning you can't ever be able to, you shouldn't be able to finish it ever. You should be pushing yourself always more, that you're going to the next level. And so, bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so 100s. So you can be here, don't bend. Point your toes, okay? You can push yourself as far down as you want. 100s, breathe in 5 times, out 5 times. Chin to chest. All right, rolling up. All right, now with this one, some people have a hard time, for instance, with the ball. They're going down and they can't even get themselves back up, okay? We're stretching. If you have to do this, and then stretch across, roll down, and just roll back down. You know, you'll get to the point where you can go where I'm going, where you're going to your lower back, lifting up behind your head, rolling each vertebrae down. Whatever you have to do, if you have to help yourself up, stretch, just, the key is about slowly rolling down. We're not just stretching our spine. And again, I might be doing 10 while you're only getting to 3 or 4. Just keep going. Which means if I go to the next workout, go to the next workout. You'll build up enough strength where you will, and you will see the results that you need. Sorry, my alarm is going off on my phone. This is what's fun about live TV. All right. I should probably turn it down. Okay. So I don't want to take an hour with this, so. You'll gradually get to the point where you feel your spine. You can roll your abs in and out. All right. Again, this one, if you can't get over, you just hold it. You're going to start like this. Some people even have a hard time starting like this, keeping their legs straight. Then you pull your legs down. You don't go like this because that arches your back. So, again, pulling my knees towards me, and I'm going to just hold and pull over and hold for 2 seconds and breathe out. The key to getting over too is pushing and breathing out when you go over like this. And you'll find you go a little bit farther, hold, and then go back down, okay? Again, remember, you're pulling back in. You're not arching like that, okay? Just starting straight. If you can't stay straight, go like that. You'll get to the point where you can be straight. You will end up getting over. Again, then you go to here. If each exercise while I'm going on, you just go over and hold to go as much as you can. You'll get to the point where you finally get over, and then you can just go up like this. Then that's what you do. You'll get to the point where you go all the way up, and then roll down, and then roll around. At first, you might only be able to roll around up here, okay? But you'll get, again, stronger if you do it. Then roll around the opposite way. Meaning you can go lower with your ball, the stronger your core gets. And what's so amazing is to be able to be this strong. You can do this through pregnancy, and to be so strong in these areas that you can do throughout your pregnancy. Again, you're just lifting and holding. If you can't get over, do whatever you can do. While I'm doing my level, you do your level. But push yourself further each time. If you don't do it, you won't get it. You will see such results through here. So fast in your back, all around. And that's really why there is not one out there that I see at the gym that's going to give you the results that you need. Okay? Because they don't do this. And they're always in the wrong levels, in the wrong positions. All right, again, this one, you're going to go up. If you can't get your leg out, then you're going to spend your time doing this. In fact, the 3 other ones that do, where you're doing leg lifts and all this other, you're going to be doing this until you can get your leg off. You're going to be strengthening your back and doing lifts on each time that I'm doing something else, so that you will get to the point where you can pull your leg out and do, and again, in the beginning, it will just be maybe little circles, then it'll build up to bigger circles. It might just be pointing at first. Then opposite direction. Some of you might be thinking, this is really stupid and easy. Great, push yourself higher. Push your back higher, flex your legs stronger. When I first did this, and I thought, I've been a trainer, I've trained in all these different things, and I had this really small Asian lady teach me this, not this routine, but core. which was more torturous, I swear. And there's a million different exercise things you could do. She talked really quietly, which obviously I'm not. But she was really patient. She talked really quietly. But I swear her exercises were torturous. But she talked about these people who could get on top of the ball with one leg and gradually lift the other leg up, and the ability they had and the strength they had to keep that balance. She did a lot of balancing things on the ball, which I'm not going to do that because half of you guys, we are doing a lot of things. Half of you guys wouldn't be able to do it and then you just quit in the beginning. But she wanted to show me all the levels that we go. So I will gradually keep pushing you and pushing me the more viewers we get. So, all right, we're doing the stomach series. Again, your leg is higher when you need it easier. You gradually work your way down. Don't go where your back is lifting, because then you're going to get pooped on your belly. You want a flat belly. So you're going to start over one leg, all right? So if you're here, you can be here, wherever. You're going to start over one knee, all right, and then we're going to rotate. Roll back with your ball. Don't stress your neck. Roll your head. Breathe out on the lift. Really stretch out. Even if you're stretching like this, really stretch out. Now other leg, which means I just started on the opposite knee first. When I watch my legs, I notice how twisted my right leg still is from being, my hips are out, or off I should say, from having my leg up for how many months. Now both legs in. Again, it could be like this. Kicking the ball. Again, with this one, you might be barely going to here. Go where your back doesn't lift. Work yourself harder each time though. Last thing I want is you not to get great results because you stayed at the easy level the whole time. Now stretching out. Again, you can just keep doing what you were doing before. Okay, gripping around the ball. Same one. This one we're flattening, okay? Try to get your knees as wide as you can go, as flat as you can go, gripping around the ball, pulling it in. If you can only lift like that, then just do that the whole time that I'm doing it. But breathe out, and each time try to get your legs higher and higher until you're pushing over a little bit, and then slowly go down. The key is keeping it from just dropping. Until you can go all the way over. Then slowly down. Hopefully I can get all the other people that I used to train to get on here, maybe on the second half, and talk to you guys about how when they started, they couldn't do it at all, and they built up. How quickly they saw the results. Moms that have had C-sections before. My last baby was a C-section. But, you know, I've had friends that all their babies were C-sections. They were saying, this is the first workout that they got all of this flat. The key is that we're not going to miss on anything. All right, now we're doing circles. If you have to pause for a second, restart, don't worry, each time you're going to get stronger. Opposite direction. Now forward. Rolling my head. Now side to side again. Or circles, I should say. This is what's great about this is we're not only doing the inner
thighs and everywhere, and the lower abs. We're doing out here to our glutes. We're using our whole, all the way up to our core to help us. Now straight. All right, legs go straight up. If you can't keep your legs straight up, what do? We pull them in. We don't reach them down. So if you have to, you pull them in just a little bit. We're just going to slide our ribs side to side. So our elbows go between each leg. And holding on, again, your legs can be higher like this or lower. All right. Okay, let's take a drink. Oh, we're up in the water. Sorry, I thought I'd need more time this morning and start at 9. For those of you who got a text from me. Ooh, what's all over your hand? It's sticky. Oh, you got in the Vaseline. One moment. Hey, Alex! Hey, Alex! Alex! Come here. Hey, Mason. Mason, wake up. I'm on this. Can you take him up there? He's got something all over his hands. You give me that. Hurry. I don't know if it's Vaseline or what. Hurry, because I'm doing the show right now. Sorry. Okay, where are we at? Hey, he's got something all over his hands. Those are evidence. Okay, pick him up. Take him upstairs. Honey, when I finish the show, it just is, okay? Hey, no. Mason, get your brother. Just grab him because his hands are sticky. Hurry. I apologize. So put your feet together. He's got it all over his hands. You got to go wash them and give them to Dad. All right. So we're going to pull our knees apart as far as possible. All right. Pulling on our legs, our arms. We're going to lift and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. Okay, again. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. I added this to my workout. Stretch your back. Where I broke my leg because I couldn't get up on the ball like this, and I couldn't lean back on my foot because obviously it was really messed up. And I couldn't get on top of the ball or do anything with it where I had any weight on my foot and stuff, so I had to change things. But I added that because I could do that, which was kind of different. But I liked it, so we're going to keep it with this one. But this is what I do also. All right, push back with your heels, and we're going to lift up again. If you need help, push it to the point where you're off. So your chest is off, goes down to your hips. That's where you want to be. You're pushed back in your heels. And you're rolled all the way back till your heels won't let you go. You hear Kyler upstairs singing. Okay, rolling just slightly forward. We don't want our quads resting on the ball. We want them off so that if you lift, they're going to want to drop, okay? Squeezing. And try to not fall down in the front. Everyone does do this most of the time. Get to the point where you're really trying to keep yourself up the whole time. I find with this exercise, most of the time people are too far up here. See how my legs are dangling? You want to scoot back where it's hard to lift it. Now, pulling our knees in as wide as we can go. Try to roll back as much as we can without falling like that. Opening up our feet. Just squeeze and lift. Try to not drop from the front. You're going to drop a little bit more in this one. Trying to get the right position. You don't roll either way. Just squeezing in. So I'm pulling my feet in. And half the time people do this wrong because they close their knees like that. You just want to pull your feet in and your knees stay open. All right, hamstring pull. This is one of the workouts my friend was saying that maybe people aren't understanding what to do if I jump to other levels. Remember with this, I said in the beginning, when I go do harder things, you stay to the easier thing. And it shouldn't be easy, it should be hard. In the beginning, so you're gonna have people who, you're gonna push, you're gonna roll the ball out, okay? Then you're gonna lift up and throw your shoulders underneath, okay? You're not gonna bend from your knee to your, so you're not gonna do this, which a lot of people do that. You're gonna see how many times you can lift up your glutes. Some people are gonna be like this, but they can barely lift. So do that the whole time, where you just keep trying to lift all the way up. If you have your ball too close to you, it's harder to lift up, okay? So you want to be far enough down on your ankles, probably right there, where your feet are on top, where you can lift it, all right? Then I'm going to go to one leg. If you can do that, the more advanced people, great. If you can't, stay with two legs. If you're just still trying to lift, even if you're pausing each time, keep lifting until you build the strength. And then again, you're going to start here, harder, harder, the hardest. That's where you're using all of this just to stay balanced. Actually, the hardest would be then to close your eyes, like this. Okay, now one leg. See how I have to drop my arms down because it's still hard for me. All right, pull your back out. No, don't pull that. Remember, whenever you pull, you breathe out. All right, if you can't hold on to your feet, you're holding onto here, rolling your hips back and forth, pushing into the ground, pulling back, just giving that stretch again. We're going to lift up. Remember back before when I just said to do this. Do that if you have to the whole time. Roll your shoulders underneath. Now this one, I've had people start just with this one as much as they pull the ball as close as they can get it and then do lifts here and then gradually work their way out on their ankles while we're doing leg lifts, okay? So you can pull the ball as much as you can. Of course, if you're like right this, you're not doing anything practically, but even that is a little lift, okay? So stay to where you are, but push yourself higher each time. All right. Again, I'll see people who see my legs go up, and they'll think, oh, it's all about the leg lift. It's not. My back is lifting my legs. So if you're dropping to lift your leg, you need to back down a level and get to where your leg only goes up as high as you can lift your back. All right, same thing. You'll get to the point, really quickly you'll watch you can do this fast. So if you might be discouraged because you're at a lower level, again, you're completely shaping here in your back, which most people just target their back in a small exercise and most women don't do that. you're going to shape around. You'll notice that your pants get all loose back here. They'll drop down sizes in there just because of these back things. Lifting up again if you have to. You've got the ball closer and you're just lifting up your glutes. All right, let's stretch. Let's stretch our hamstring. Breathe out each pull. Okay, pull the ball to your glutes. First level is you're just going to try to lift up as high as you can lift, okay? Rolling back down. So if you're just going to here, you're going to slowly roll back down. Each time you breathe out to lift yourself up, help yourself up with your arms. And then roll yourself back down, okay? My feet are not here, my feet are here, all right? Keeping the ball to your glutes. If you can get to the point where you're going to build up, you want to work up to one leg. Again, you're doing two legs right now. You might just be barely lifting, breathing out. With two legs at the time. You might want to go, I can do two legs, but let me just try one leg. Do a couple one legs. Go back to two legs. So that's like level 2. Level 3, I like to do 2 sets. Keeping the ball to you. When I was doing this with one leg, my left leg got so massive, and my right leg. Right, guys, when I got back different parts of my workout that I could do with it to try to build, but even now, my calves aren't equal at all. Just a stretch. Again, you're not down here. You're pulling your knees in and just stretching up. Your lower back is pushed into the ground. Now twisting. You're just twisting your hips. I'm not twisting my legs. It looks like my legs are, it's my hips moving my legs, okay? Opening up our hips. We're gonna roll it to the side. You might only go down to here, okay? It's actually stretching your hamstring doing this. Go as far down where your lower back doesn't lift off the ground. You really try to push your lower back into the ground. All right. And again, I haven't changed my saber thing, or sleep saber, I think it's called that, where it's going to go black and I'll have to go up there and change it. So lifting up. Our top leg goes straight up, we're squeezing. Okay, pull our bottom leg up. Squeeze. Remember, our bottom leg goes up as high as it can go so that we can get the lower ab engaged more. This top leg is going to be straight. While the other one on the bottom is like this one's going to be straight, wrapped around it. We both are squeezing. Now faster. I know normally I used to count down and tell you how many I was doing, but I'd rather have you just follow me, because in the beginning, a lot of you guys probably not doing how many I'm doing anyways, and I don't want you to think, okay, I gotta do that many, or jump ahead and go faster. My daughter does that a lot. She goes, oh, I did that much, and she's doing them too fast. She's not slowing down and really flexing and making it harder. So, in a while, I'll tell you how many to do, but just follow me for now. Flex harder, go slower. I always tell people I'd rather have you do
4 or 2 right, then 10 wrong. Okay, top leg goes up. Squeezing both legs. It's not about how many you're doing. A lot of people doing leg circles going as fast as they can. I want them slower, more accurate, the legs stronger, more flexed. You'll get better results doing that than doing a bunch of fast ones where your foot's all floppy. Now fast now. Because if I said, look, I want you to do 25 little slow ones, it would feel a lot different than doing 50 fast ones. So really try to slow it down to get your maximum workout. This workout can constantly change, even though it might look the same on the screen. It will change with your body. The more you flex, the slower you go with certain things. Fast now. For some reason, I'm downstairs. I'm so much hotter down here than I am upstairs, and it's hotter upstairs. Maybe this room doesn't circulate as much as that one does. All right, pulling the ball to our leg. Again, in the beginning, you might have to hold on. Your leg might barely lift. It's okay. I'd rather have you, instead of like this, which a lot of people get to get their leg lifted, just doing little lifts down here. Get your point where you're stretching. You'll get to the point where you can stretch all the way up here, and then till you can just be with one hand. Side to side. I did not sleep at all last night. The kids kept waking me up. My daughter decided to take a bath at 2 in the morning in my room, which was not fun, because then it takes me hours to go to sleep because I keep thinking. And it doesn't help doing the show right now, because right now I'm still to the point where I'm having to give too much information and not to the relaxed stage where I can't wait till we get to where new people can maybe watch the first couple shows if they want information. From then on, they become, more conversation, tips that help, just life in general, motivating you guys through, instead of how fast can I explain this one thing that I've been hounded on. It'll be more people doing things that I'm doing with me, giving them little tips to make it better, like let's say they're doing cleansing day, how to make it better that day, let's say with schooling or homeschooling or something like that, or just anything. An illness, someone might write in, have a problem they had, or maybe they want to tell me about something that happened, they did, what worked for them, just different things, so it's a little bit more relaxed. Because it is exhausting to have to talk all the time at work. You're supposed to breathe. But at least maybe I'll get even better in this pregnancy. I always get more muscle doing this workout during pregnancy. And it's probably because, I'm building on weight around my belly, so it's like I'm wearing this weight band that gradually gets bigger and bigger, and I'm lifting that weight. But as soon as the baby comes out, I'm like, wow, this is so easy. And it's because I've been carrying that weight lifted around, this whole core section that I'm lifting in different positions. All right, leg circles. There's not really levels to leg circles, because this is just, well, there is kind of. This is just stretching. Leg circles is just going as much as you can, doing it as slow as you can. We're starting with just a stretch. All of these exercises, your leg, it's either going to be pointed really hard like a dancer, where your whole leg, you can feel it flex, or it's going to be, I call it flex, pointed or flex. It's always your leg is engaged. Or it's going to be like this, where I go up and then I pull my toes in and it's flexed hard. But we never want a floppy foot, because then our whole leg is floppy and not strong. Hot potato 4, forward, back 4. 3, back 3, 2, back 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. I think I'm going to erase my first show, because since I'm explaining it, in that first show, the trampoline section was such an hour of tangents of this is what I'm going to talk about, this is why I'm doing the show. And so I
because we're doing these sections each time now, the second show is about NACD. So please forward that to anyone who has children, anyone who has children that have something wrong with them, anyone who homeschools, anyone who wants to homeschool. Not that they're just for people who homeschool. It's just a lot of homeschoolers end up wanting to do it because they tell them exactly how to do it, and it saves them hours and hours of time. But again, it's nacd.org, but go watch the second show. If you didn't do the trampoline with me, go do the trampoline on the second show, watch it, and then forward it. I swear when you're done, you'll want to not only do it and be on it with all of your kids, but you will want to forward it to every relative that you know, especially the ones that have special needs children who've been frustrated because they're either in the school system or they're putting them in. Okay, sorry, this is the one my friend said, her baby's screaming. We're doing the golf balls, all right? You want to pull your leg up as far as you can get it. Some people can only be here. You're lifting your leg up so it's not dropping down here. You're doing little ones, and I'm not going to tell you how many because it doesn't really matter. I'd rather right now have you just go slowly. Now we're going to do bigger ones. Sorry. No, Kyler, what's going on? Is Garen chasing you?
No, Mason's gonna get it.
Shh. Okay, listen. Mason, can you please, seriously? Honey, it doesn't matter. Go take her to Dad and you can talk to her now. I know. It's okay, but Mason, seriously. Everyone's supposed to believe that we have the most peaceful family and no one screams. So, Kyler, Mason, leave her alone, okay? Talk to Dad and have her go to Dad and deal with it. All right. We're doing big ones. My friend's probably going, you just did 1,000,000 right there. That's what happens sometimes when you just keep going. If you have to stop. You stop, rub it, and then get started back on. I promise, if you do 1,000,000 more than you're supposed to do normally, you're just going to thin your leg down more. So it doesn't really matter if you do more than you did. Don't jump ahead. Just go with me. Even if you have to pause, rub it, and then go to wherever I'm at. This is always where my daughter jumps ahead of me because she did however many I told her we do, but she's doing them too fast. My leg is really hard and flexed. Now opposite direction. And don't worry, you won't have one uneven leg because the right leg actually counts or something. I go one direction where it's clockwise and the opposite counter. If you start counter and then go clockwise, it doesn't matter. The key is really engaging this leg. Try to not roll your upper body back. Try to keep it forward like this. You don't want to be rolled back to help your leg move. So we're trying to keep the upper body from moving the least because this whole thing is engaged to move my leg and you'll feel it. Okay, back to basketballs. It doesn't have to be basketballs. It can just be a little bit smaller than the bigger circle. All right? Try to keep it right there in the middle. Again, you might have to drop it because your leg feels like it's about to fall off. First time I did these, that's what it felt like. But you just push yourself harder each time. Just say, I'm going to keep doing it. I wish you'd stop talking and just go to the end. But... all right. And then little ones. Just try. The key to this is, again, you can do little ones down here, is to staying right in the middle. Try to keep your leg up. Okay, now put your leg over your knee. If you can't put your leg over your knee, drop your leg down. Hold on to your foot and drop your knee down here. If you can't do that, just push it over to the side. Just stretch it out, okay? If you have to lay down like this and lift up as much as you can lift up, you might have to drop your leg down further if you're not as flexible. You'll get to the point where you are flexible. You can just pull your knee in, okay? Again, never, always breathe out when you pull. You don't want to pull your leg out. All right, opposite side. If you're doing this exercise for the first time that someone forwarded it to you, I promise you, all these other exercises that you're doing, think about it. Will you be able to do it for life? Half the exercises that you do at the gym, you're standing up. You're jumping around on your feet. You're messing up your knees and ankles. If you are jogging outside or on a treadmill, that is a mini accident, whether we believe it or not. It's just like science. When your body continues to go in one direction, when it hits something, even though you might stop, the rest of your body keeps going and it jars itself. You end up messing up your knees and ankles, and sooner or later you won't be able to jump, okay? Or doing these exercises at class where we're trying to burn, and half the time, I promise you, you're not going to build the muscle that you're going to build in here, which is not going to be a bunch of bulk. But you're not going to get the results where you're engaging every part of your muscle. You might feel sore, really sore in your quads or abs or a certain section because you really worked that hard, but you're not going to get to the full, all the way around encompassing of every part of it. And believe me, you have to work about 10 times harder to get the same results that we're getting without injuring yourself. If I can do this through the whole pregnancy, if I can do this with a broken bone, you know, where it's majorly surgery and, you know, and hardware in my leg where I'm not supposed to walk for months, and I can start and doing things on the ball because I'm laying down and my leg is above my heart, and build up really quickly. Between this and the trampoline, there really isn't a better one out there. You know, obviously you can work harder on this workout. There's a bunch of different routines that you can probably add into the core workout that are more torturous and hard. But we really are hitting every part of your body. Again, we're doing little ones right now. Don't worry about how many, even if you have to slowly do them. Okay, the slow, I know you want to do them fast, you want to get it over. But please forward this to people with some kind of little note about that. You know, although the nutrition and health is why also that I'm the size that I am after 8 babies. But I know why my body is shaped the way it is shaped and why I get the muscle I do because of this. It's why I designed it. I've been working out since I was 16. And it wasn't until I did this workout and did Isagenix, things like that, that my body shaped into the way it is done now. I was building bulk too fast before. Okay, but we're doing bigger ones. It's kind of hard, I know, from the angle of the camera. You can just do slightly bigger ones. I mean, your little circles might be the size of my medium-sized circles. And you might have to pause, that's just fine. Each time, work harder and harder. Have your leg more and more flexed. A lot of times I find people doing this. Try to keep your leg, straight too. If we bend it, we go right into our hip. We don't use our whole entire core to lift it. We want it strong, okay? Let's do big ones. Your big ones might not be as far back as mine. They might be just in here, okay? You'll get to the point where you really can open up your hip. I'm also confident with my workout because I've seen the results of teachers in other classes. I've seen how hard they've done with certain things that they couldn't keep up for life and that they weren't good on your body. That caused so much injury. You know, you'll see these classes where they're, you know, how hard can I kick your rear end class? You can't keep that up, and it's not even good for you. And then half the time you don't realize you're building up your appetite so much to go on with that when you stop doing it, your appetite stays the same place, and you then gain weight. You can also keep that muscle. You'll build bulk really quickly, and then as soon as you can't keep that up, what ends up happening is you end up building fat on top of that muscle, and your muscle becomes very loose, and you end up bigger than you are. It's hard because you'll have some people go, I'm in the best shape of my life, but they can't do those exercises for life, and they're not even burning the calories that you burn on a trampoline. You know, you'll see these classes, they can burn up to 1,000 calories, or I can burn up to 1,400 on the trampoline. Combining with this and the muscle that I'm building here, and really doing it from inside out and not becoming this bulky person, not that you can't. Some guys want to be. You can add more weight. Believe me, because we're using our body as strength and core, guys weigh more, they're going to have more that they have to lift. Their leg alone is going to be heavier, and you have to do more things that they really do. I've had so many people, guys, do this, that they were exhausted. They could not go through this. And they said they had a better workout with this than they ever had with any of the other exercises because it really was hitting everything and they were really encompassing every part. Alex just did that stomach series and actually I think it was just the ball part with the weights for like 30 days, my husband. And I swear it looked like he had been in the gym for months because it just cut him. You know, I wish he'd do that again. Now he goes back, he gets lazy. Although he's very bulky, you'll see, and stuff, but you know, he, again, doesn't do my workout. He should do my workout, but he's working and, you know, whatever. They have their opinions and stuff, so it's fine.
I'm sure when he's old and retired, he'll end up working out with me. But it is funny, he'll come back all of a sudden when we're going to go on a trip and ask me what he should do for this or that. All right, we're doing plank. Sorry, I forgot what it was last time because my brain was dead. Probably because I was pregnant and didn't know I was pregnant. I'm going to blame everything on this pregnancy and my age. If you are doing planks, now, there is a level that you can go on your knees if your bum is down. But I would rather, don't be a baby. Get on your legs like this. Even if you're going, I'm going to count for 10. And then I'm going to drop. And then I'm going to go back up for 10. If you have to push back and forth. I forgot this. I did do this with my friend. You can go back and forth, side to side, instead of doing what I'm doing. Okay? If you're just holding it for 10, dropping, holding it for 10, whatever. I'm really disappointed. I was going to wear my roller derby shirt today in mourning of the fact that I can't roller derby now. And I was so excited because my bone finally healed a couple weeks ago. And I told everyone there I was coming back. You know, I'm the happiest person over there. Not that they're not happy, they're super happy. They're the most awesome group of women ever. I'm so amazed by them, and that's why I wanted to go back. And sure enough, you know, it's probably Heavenly Father telling me, go take a test because, obviously when I go back, I'm going to hit the ground a million times. That's part of the reason why I wanted to go back, because I was practicing outside, and I thought, I can't do this. I'm going to mess up all my pads, scrape the ground, and I need to be on a floor that slides when I fall, and I need to be able to fall on my knees and do all those things. I needed to see if I could fall on this knee because it was cut open. It still feels like that. All right. So I was going to wear again maybe I'll wear it next time, my derby shirt in mourning and in gratitude to my derby friends that when I was in an accident, they came to the hospital. A couple of them were going to take out the nurses because I had one that was totally ignoring me. But it's all right. It wasn't her fault. I guess that was her first day on bone surgery center, and she was really freaked out and grossed out by all of that. It was too much pain that she can handle with bone surgery. So, but yeah, they were awesome. So my promotion for the Houston Roller Derby girls, their season's in March to September. So they're all practicing now. Go watch them next season. It's the most entertaining sport. All right, push-ups. Oh, let me explain this. All right, sorry, I always forget that half of you can't get on the ball. Roll out on the ball. This, if you want to be your first level, is fine. It's kind of a wimpy level, but you're going to keep working until you walk out, pulling your legs in. Now, this is where half the time people drop their ball. Then get back on it again. If you have to keep doing it and getting back on it every time, my ball flew everywhere when I started. And I was like, how the heck? Because I thought I was this great trainer, I've done everything, and then I did this, and it works every angle of my core, which obviously I had missed places, and I thought I had flat stomach and things, but I didn't have everywhere wrapped around, connected, all my muscles being used, there wasn't anything being separated. Okay, so you're going to walk out. I obviously can push myself. I'm not going to walk all the way out because then I'm going to go out of the camera, but your hands are going to be straight, okay? So instead of like wide, straight. And again, this is the hardest level. You can have the ball closer. Breathing out, lifting up your lower back. All right. If you need to get off the ball, I'll pretend like I'm everybody else. Get back on the ball by rolling out, scoot far back. You'll get to the point where you can just get up on the ball. Rolling out. This one you got to be further out, all right? But you have to at least be to where your knees are on top of it. But I tell people to even go further, which means just walk your hands out wide. Your hands are walking wide to keep you balanced. Well, again, that's where a lot of people drop. It's all right. If you spend the time walking out each time, you'll get stronger and trying to keep your body up. Even if you're just like this, trying to hold yourself in balance. Right here, just trying to keep yourself balanced.
But what I do is, I remember in the beginning, I couldn't stand the ball. So you grip the ball with your foot and push down with one. Flex your glutes and your abs and lift the other leg. Hold on, push. Hold on, push. If you just do a couple of those and then get back on the ground and then roll yourself back out, try it each time though. You'll get to the point where you don't need that you can move your ball everywhere. Same thing with on the side, you're holding on if you have to. Again, you might just have to drop down and roll back out and hold yourself in place. However far out you can, which means you might be here, just trying to hold the ball, okay? All right, I'll pause for a second because I kept looking over and messing up. All right, and today is way too long. Sorry, I'm trying to see how long I've gone. Way too long today because I'm explaining the whole thing. So I apologize again for this to other people. This exercise is not normally supposed to be this long because I explain so many things. Make people watch this the first time so they can then go to the other exercises and we can get this down to 45 minutes so that we're doing 40 minutes on the trampoline or 20 minutes on the trampoline and you're done in an hour, hour and 15 minutes, something like that. So I apologize in the beginning shows. All right, pikes. Again, you might just be lifting barely, like this. You might just be holding the ball. All right. Okay, grab your weights. I know this is exhausting the first time you do it. Sometimes I have people literally go, I'm going to do half the workout today, and then I'm going to do half the workout tomorrow. Break it in half if you have to, and get yourself to doing all of it. I really find if you just do a little bit of each workout, it's better to do the whole thing. Even if you can't do it all, you know, build up to doing 2 of each one, then 3, then when you're doing all of it. All right, standing up, lifting our weights. Again, we want to get a more efficient workout. If we can do this 3 times a week or twice a week, it's going to be better than all those classes you're taking every day and not seeing results. The other exercises, I swear, are just designed to try to get you to sweat as much as you can. And I normally am not sweating this much in this workout, but maybe it's because I'm talking. If this is too hard, you're using too heavy of weights. Okay, so we're lifting up for 10. Lifting out for 10. Lifting forward for 10. With a slight bend. Last set. All right. Again, I apologize for how long it is today because I stopped and explained every workout. Next time we're going to go faster. I will refer you back to this workout. I'll say if you haven't done it yet, please share this one with people. Tell them to do this. This is the 3rd show first. And then go back and watch the 2nd show if you want to know about NAC. Then we'll get to regular stuff. So, all right, breathing out on the lift. We again walk ourselves out until our head is in the right position. We're going to lift our glutes. You're not here. You're lifted up the whole time. Pull your feet up closer. Slowly up. Slowly up back here. We're just lifting our forearms, which means I'm not going like this. We're reaching back as far as we can get. We're going to go slowly down now and fast up. Slow, fast up. Lifting our glutes. Now with regular speed. Out. And twisting. I'm going down slowly, fast up. And a regular speed. All right. Okay, after this, we only have two more exercises, and we'll get on the ball and I'll explain Isagenix. I'm sure I'll talk about Isagenix in the other shows, but more like I mentioned, this is what I use. So again, if someone is interested, refer them back to this show. Or, not that I don't want to talk to people on the phone, but if you imagine everyone calling me, asking, it really becomes this full encompassing thing of talking about their food and their nutrition and why, exercising, everything, and it just becomes just too much. Now slowly up. Slowly down, which means fast up. All right. Okay. I think I started the left leg last time, or the right leg. So switch legs, lift, pull your leg up as high again. You might have your leg way down here, doesn't matter. Just try to not get it back. Get as forward as you can get it, even if it barely comes off the ground. You'll get higher. Now circles. Opposite direction. Now lift. Again, I'm not telling you how many, because you're probably stopping and pausing and then starting again, which is what you should be doing. Don't just stop. Get back up and start again until I stop. Lift. Circles. Opposite direction. And lift.
Okay, this last one, normally I'm all the way up on my shoulders. I'm going to show you the level before you get on your shoulders. The next show, I'll be up on my shoulders with my legs. What I mean is, normally I'm up like this. Most of you can't do it up there, so I'm going to start down here, show you what you're going to do. Each time my legs close, my upper body lifts. Now slowly up, which means my body goes slowly up. Breathing out and lift. Now slowly down, which my upper body goes slowly down. Now 10 in a row. All right. Grab your trampoline. This is the part that if other people were referred this about Isagenix, if you're listening and you think, I've heard about Isagenix, or I heard someone on Isagenix, or Emily, you already told me about Isagenix, just listen, because please listen. I run into so many people who go, are you still on that? And they just assume they remember why or what I do it for. Hold on. I've had so many people that I find out were on Isagenix from somebody, I don't know who. Right after this, I will also put in the comment how to get it, where to get it. If you got referred to someone who, obviously, you know that they're using Isagenix, you're obviously going to get it from them. Not that you're going to get it from them, the fact that they sell it to you, because they don't, but in the fact that they'll tell you the website, you go to their website, you sign up as a member, stuff like that. So, all right, get my breath back. Isagenix. Gotta try to do this in 40 minutes. If you only have 20, do 20 and watch the rest of it, please. Or you know what? Exercise for 20 minutes and then, exercise for 20 minutes and then listen to the rest. Just have it playing on your computer so you can hear the rest. Okay, when I got started on Isagenix, it was when it came out. I actually think I got on it the day they launched the product, or maybe within that next week or something like that. A really good friend of mine at the time, she had moved away. We were partners in church. If you're LDS, you'll know. It's called visiting teaching. But she left away, another state, moved away, came back to St. George, and her parents I had always talked to, because at the time I had really bad fibromyalgia. She at the time didn't know that I had this. But those of you who know what it is, I had had it for 10 years. My mom has it, my sister. It causes pain to go through your whole body. It's an inflammatory disease. And what kills you is not the pain, it's the drugs people take that cause more problems and then cause more problems and more problems. And drugs don't work on me, so I react to them. They do the opposite of what they're supposed to do. That's why it's so much fun having surgery or things like that, because I have to have everything natural, because it does the opposite. It makes me so sick, everything. So, but what happened is I had 4 babies. I had been working out always. I was eating perfectly, I felt like. Now I realize I wasn't eating as perfect as I know, because I didn't really know all the foods in the balance, but I really was eating very good and healthy. I didn't believe in dieting, and the reason why is because I was really, in dieting, I felt like you're not going to do that for life. You're not fixing the reason why you gained the weight. A lot of times people think, well, no, I gained the weight because I am overeating. It's not usually that. We're usually overeating because we are craving. We're wanting those foods. Our body's feeling like it's missing something. That's called imbalances.
when you're getting what you're supposed to get, your body, sorry for the screaming, your body is balanced. You don't crave the sugars as much. If you're getting enough water, your body lets go of water weight because you don't, you're getting the water that you need to. So I was drinking waters. I was exercising 6 days a week, 3 hours a day. I was doing everything I could possibly do to try, and I was going up a size every baby. In fact, my fourth baby, I had gotten to a point where I wasn't sleeping. I was taking 3 or 4 scalding hot baths a night. I would do that during pregnancy too. Of course, I was in a big deep tub, but my legs would ache so much in my back. I got to the point where I was running a heating pad up and down my back. And I wasn't sleeping because that's what fibromyalgia does. It gets worse when you don't move. And I'd always been active, but the nights were the worst. I literally was not sleeping. I mean, there was no sleeping. You could go over and go, Emily, not that I wasn't laying there, but I had irritable bowel syndrome, everything, chronic fatigue, I mean, all of the things. Luckily, I wasn't taking all this medication that just makes 10 times things worse. So my friend had called me up because she had 6 kids. We kind of related because I think we were having babies as fast as each other were having. She had gotten on a product, and at first I thought it was a weight loss because she had said I lost 12 pounds and so on and so forth. Her parents, on the other hand, when I ended up talking to her dad, he at the time was 65, I think. Also, he later on explained to me, this isn't a weight loss. But I do remember I finally looked at the product because I had spent already 10 years studying food. I was taking a nutrition product. I was taking different herbs, taking all these different products to try to get this balance. I had so many allergies growing up. I was allergic to cats and dogs and the dust mite, and I had, every food. I had stomach aches. I had my whole entire childhood. She wouldn't know that because I was really happy because I didn't like to axe it. I always had stomach aches, Who knew that I was allergic to half the food, and a lot of that was dairy and milk and things like that. That was in those generations where people believed milk does the body good, which a lot of people still believe that. That will be a whole nother show to talking about acidic things and dairy and what it actually does to our body and stuff like that. So make a long story short, I got on all these different products. I was able to get my asthma down. I was able to not react to as much different foods and things like that. But again, I had gone up a size every baby. And the reason why is because when you have something wrong with you, your body will hold on to that fat. It goes into storage mode. You'll have people with thyroid conditions and this problem. When there's something wrong with your body, you could starve your body and you're going to lose water and muscle and all the other things. But what ends up happening is you're not going to, what you don't understand, muscles are hard. You'll have someone go, well, I'm really, really skinny. I got really skinny on this thing. And you're going to notice their skin hangs, and they usually have their stomach still because their body holds on to that stomach because that's where our organs are. Well, so she tells me about this product. I get on the product. I look at the product. First, I didn't just get on it. I look at it because I wasn't going to take anything that had anything in it. I'm nursing a baby at the time. And I realized this is not a weight loss. I mean, if you just read the ingredients alone, this wasn't a protein shake. This had over 240 ingredients. It had my amino acids. It had flaxseed. It had olive oil. Of course, you'd probably think this is a nasty drink. It was awesome. I mean, it just, and then I found out about the owner. What happened was, it wasn't just the shake. It was 2 products. Well, there's more products than that, but really mainly 2 products. All the other things I really believe were added, to help give these products more benefit, to help people who are in years where they were more depleting and they needed extra help while their body was rebuilding, all right? But I had already studied on the fact of, the way foods were working. I wasn't to the point that I was at now, and I'm not anywhere where I want to be. But what happened was, I look at this product thinking, there's nothing in here that makes you lose weight. There's not. You don't have this diuretic that's going to cause you to drop all this, water and things like that. And, and all the ingredients that were in there, were all the things, I looked at the cleanser and the brain food that was in there and the minerals and, all the things in that are really good liver cleanse and blood cleanse and things like that. But it's something that it was like, you read all the healing books, it had an aloe vera base and all these different things. There were all the things that I was reading that I needed to take in the morning. So I got on this product. I did a 9-day cleanse is what they call it, where what you're doing is not 9 days of cleansing. You do 2 days of cleansing.
which every healing book talks about when you have a virus or you have an illness. 2 or 3 days of liquid, and then you buy all these ingredients, you know, that you're making these broths and these teas, which, you know, at first I had been doing all those different things until I would read the ingredients of the cleanser and go, it's in the cleanser, and find out that I would do that. But let me go and jump ahead. So I do a 9-day cleanse, which is 2 days of cleansing, 5 days that you go back to rebuilding your body, just like in a healing, you know, cleanse. If I was getting over an illness, I would rebuild my body with brown rice, steamed vegetables to scrape the colon, to absorb the toxins. I'm going to build up some lean meats, you know, which are low in the acidic range, you know, like fishes and stuff like that, you know, chicken, things like that. Obviously, vegetables, try to stay more raw as you can go. You know, stay away from sugars, all those things that you would do when you were trying to get over an illness so that your body really flushes, and then do 2 more days of cleansing. All right, so again, I've been working out 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. I never did Sunday because I thought I was gaining 20 pounds for doing it on Sabbath. But I ended up losing like 4-point-something% body fat. And in 9 days, my fibromyalgia got dramatically better. Now, fibromyalgia at the time, and it's like this, you'll have good days and bad days. During the cleansing days, it was harder. I felt it more, my body ached more because it was really working on that area. I didn't understand it like I understand it now, you know. I looked at it and said, this is really good, and if it does what I think it's gonna do, this company's gonna explode, you know. I was lucky to meet all these doctors who had put it through all these people's trial, and I remember talking to my friend I had talked to for years, and I'm listening in the background to all them talking. Hey, shh, Tyler, can you go upstairs? So, and I'm thinking, because I have all these family members with hereditary diseases, just tons of them, you know, and in my family, what I had, and all I'm trying to do was change my habits and my food and find those things out there. And I know that's what half the people are doing. I have so many people, which is why I wanted to show, ask me about this company or that company. I have not yet seen someone who did what Isagenix did. And the reason why is because of the guy before me. You know, I got on the product, like I said, within the first 9-day cleanse, again, which was just doing 2 days a week apart. So I really should say it's 2-day cleanses. I did 2 of them. And then I did another one about 3 weeks later. I did another 9-day cleanse. And understand, at the time I was already eating good. I was already drinking water. I wasn't drinking all these sodas. You know, I was exercising, things like that. You can remember. And so, so when I got on in the second 9-day cleanse, you know, I again lost another 4% body fat. I had dropped from a size, I was thinking it was about a 10 or 11, which I was really wore guy pants because my legs were really massive and strong. And a lot of my cousins will tell you how it used to be. You know, they're like, well, you just look strong. Nobody ever considered me thin. I was just really strong because I'd always worked out, and so, but I couldn't fit into women's jeans. I didn't have thin legs and things like that, which a lot of people wouldn't believe that now because they've watched me for 10 years with babies and how thin I am. And so, but what happened is my second 9-day cleanse, I had no more symptoms. Okay, I didn't have the pain. I dropped down. I'm trying to think of what size I went down to, and then after that, what I ended up doing is I do what I do every day. I didn't get off the product though. In between the 9 days, I didn't get off the product. I took cleanser in the morning, like I'm doing now. Like this morning, I took cleanser. I did my exercise because what the cleanser is it's cleaning your blood. You know, and it's not just, people will go, oh, you know, red clover cleans your blood, and it's not that. It's feeding your body. And what this guy did, the guy who made this, is he had formulated for over $350 billion worth of product. And what he did is he had spent 17 years trying to figure out, he had type 2 diabetes, figure out a way to get off insulin, you know? And so, and obviously, you can't starve yourself when you're diabetic to try to change yourself. You have to feed your body. And so he was trying to find the perfect food. And he'd already been one of the top formulators, obviously, in the world. So when he came out with this, he'd sent it out for all of his formulators and different people and doctors that he worked with and all these other people. And that's when I came into play and heard about it, because they had all come back with their test results of all these people that, not one of them lost muscle. They all gained muscle on their cleanses. Every one of them, of their inflammatory problems, dramatically decreased, you know? And because the point of it is Isagenix doesn't cure you, which I'm not legally allowed to say that. Food does. And what this is food. But people don't want to believe that. They don't want to believe that food can change you. They want to believe that if I can take, and that's why I wanted to talk to people about this, because so many people,
They come to me, well, I want that magic pill. I want to eat like crud, and then I want to take something magical, and then I'm going to look great. And I know you look at my husband, and that's how he does it, because he does. And, you know, and they think, well, I want Alex's result, because I watched what he eats. But, you know, Alex is a weird person, and he's different, and he just has results that doesn't, you know, of course, every guy would probably get the same results, but also why he gets the results he does is because he's never gotten off the shakes. He cleanses. The problem with him is he won't take cleanser unless he's cleansing. And I always tell him, honey, just remember to take cleanser in the morning. You know, and I don't know if he's thinking in his head wasting or something like that. So to me, he's always spring cleaning, you know, going for the big dump. But what was the biggest result everybody got, and that's what a lot of people have heard about Isagenix, is weight results. It's not a weight loss. I give it to my baby. If someone, you know, I've seen cerebral palsy kids that gain how much muscle, you know, and rebuilding hearts and things like that, because your food can do that, the right food. What I've been looking for years is a balance. Everything that I read about from disease and everything else talks about getting your balance, not just pH balance, but getting the foods that your body needs. And what's hard is when I got on Isagenix, all of a sudden I take this product. I don't know exactly which food was the key that my pain was going away, but all I knew is he made something that the longer I stayed on it, what ended up happening after my second cleanse is I dropped down to a size 2, and I had never in my life been a size 2. I didn't change weight. My body just changed, okay? And that was just me taking cleanser in the morning, and then I would do the trampoline, a little bit of cleanser, and then I'd take my shake. And I've been doing that for 10 years. Now, what I would do after that, now the first year I was freaked out thinking I'm gonna gain it back, and I ate really good. I very rarely ate sugar. I didn't eat as much as I eat now. I eat like a cow now. People who watch me, they always go, you don't stop eating. You just eat and eat and eat, and that's the problem. I built up my appetite, but I know about food. I know what foods are good. You know, obviously I'm trying not to have box things and all these other things. It doesn't mean that my kids don't ever eat out. But I hardly ever take them to McDonald's and all these other places. And they'll probably tell you I've never taken, but I have. But if you even know what that type of food is, so bad and nasty for you. I'm trying to keep my kids healthy, you know. A lot of different alternatives. But back again to what a lot of people go, well, I've heard about this product that was really good, and this product that was really good. I mean, I've had so many people that go on. I've never seen a product that got the results that this got. Within the first 3 months, out of the 61 known degenerative diseases, they had already heard stories back on 55 of the 61 known degenerative diseases where people were using this and having unbelievable health benefits and results from it. And that's the whole thing. I take my friend for an example. She might be on now, and I apologize ahead of time. But when she got on this product, she worked out with me, wanted to do what I did. So I normally tell people, well, they always say that, and they're not really going to do what I do. You know, she didn't eat exactly the way I ate, but she got on the product, and the last 4 babies I have literally delivered and walked out of the hospital or walked out of the birthing center or been at my house, and they would come out of me and I would be back exactly the size I was before. And that wasn't just, you know, and I know the key to it was Isagenix. The other key to it was obviously my exercise and getting the most efficient thing. But it got better and better the more years, okay, because my body was knowing what to do with it. She got on the product, okay, went through a pregnancy. Normally she'll say she gains somewhere between 50 to 70 pounds. You know, and she had even tried something where she lost weight naturally. She even showed me pictures of what her body looked like. Yes, honey, get down. And how it kind of hung more, and that she, you know, and she didn't have the lift, and you know, because she was losing muscle with a lot of people who were just eating less. And then she did it with me, and she took pictures, which I'm going to hopefully have her do this one time, show you, through the whole pregnancy. And you could see all of her muscle. You know, I think she ended up gaining like 25 pounds. She wasn't eating it. Hardly, I mean, really, she wasn't eating much different than she was before. You know, but the difference is her body knew what to do with it because it was getting the food it was supposed to get. Now, granted, she wasn't going out and eating as bad as she normally used to eat. So you can't think, I'm going to take this magic thing and then I'm going to go eat bad. Because what ends up happening is Isagenix is then going to go cleanse the McDonald's. You want it to get to the core of what it's doing. What it really is doing, and I've never seen one like this before, is something, because I've heard of cleansers, and I hate that it's actually called a cleanser. Because when I think of cleanser, I think of the ones that are pooping cleansers, where people are just, it's full of diuretics, or they're starving their body and they're going on this 14, 21-day, 30-day And they're messing up because you have to understand, you're not only causing a major imbalance in your body, but your body then when you're done is lower than it was before. It's worse off. You feel better, but you've now lowered your metabolism and your body goes, okay, everything I eat now, I'm going to hold on as fat. When I get off a cleanse, what ends up happening, and I'm talking about an actual 2 days, I never really get off. I'm always taking a little bit every day because every day we're breathing air, drinking, water that maybe not be good, so on and so forth. And so, what ended up happening, a lot of people, like I said, will get on products. And I always tell them, if you're not going to do it for life, don't do it all because it's going to cause an imbalance in it. And a lot of people, they want instant results. They want, I use this product, and they don't look at what it causes them later on. So many women hit 40 and they can't lose weight, and it's not because they're 40. It's because of what they did for years to get skinny. I just took this product on the side of this product. I hear about products all the time that I'm going, oh my gosh, you're starving yourself. You're killing yourself off. You're aging yourself. You might go, well, I got really skinny, but then you find their hair starts getting thin. They've caused such an imbalance in their body because you're not getting fed what you're supposed to. So why I take this product is honestly because, and the longer that I've been on it, okay, I constantly do a 1-day cleanse, which is just 1 day of taking cleanser. All right, where what happens is you take the cleanser, it's called Cleanse for Life, and then you're going to take 4 ounces 4 times a day. And your 1 bottle is 32 ounces, so 1 bottle will last you for 2 days, okay? Now my 1 bottle cost me $32. I've had illnesses where I'll look up in my Healthy Healing, and I'll go buy all these ingredients, and it cost me $85 for a little cold. And I literally, and I know, I'm always saying I don't know if I can legally say this because I'm sure the Drug Administration will find a way to come out and sue me. But half the things that I was buying, I ended up looking at the product and going, oh, it's in there. I've done things where I've had strep before because I do go out and I'm married to my husband and we go on date nights every week. I always tell people I eat 95% good, so that 5% of the time, that 95% of the time works off the 5% of the time. But we go to restaurants, I obviously choose better things. But my plates aren't smaller usually. Now in the beginning, I don't suggest you eat like a cow because you don't understand food. I'm going to have another show where I explain where your main foods need to be and how most of the time your balance will be in the wrong area of food. And the least amount of things should be the most amount of things. And why my plates are so humongous and how many different things I'm eating instead of always just the same or whatever like that. But what's the key is to get the full results if someone is going to get on Isagenix, okay? I find so many people frustrated, and like I was before I found this product, was spending money on all these different herbs that targeted different places. And the more I understood about herbs, I really needed to wean myself off of a lot of them because they were causing imbalances, because although it might give me something there, I really wanted to wean down so that my body produced it on its own, that I was feeding the food that I needed to. And so honestly, most of my work now is just taking the cleanser and shake. If I go on a trip or if I have a holiday, I'll probably do a cleansing day before because I know I need my body working at its full potential when I'm there, I'll do a cleansing day afterwards. I'll do a 2-day maybe. I hardly ever do 2 days. I mainly, most of the time, will do a 1 day. I do them through my pregnancies. I might do a 1 day every week, in 1 month. And then I might do a 1 day every other week. And then I might do a 1 day once a month, When I started, though, I think after I did a 1 day, I probably went for 3 months before I did another one and stuff like that. But I don't think I did another 9-day for almost a year. I stayed on the product. Now, in the beginning, some people literally need to do a 9-day and then another 9-day, and then another 9-day. But I'll tell people, look, you want to give yourself a break. This is not a weight loss. Even though you're going to see unbelievable weight results. That's why some people are going to hear about it and go, I want the weight results. Well, this is the only thing I would ever suggest because everything out there is not going to fix why you gain weight. The only thing this is going to do is going to fix what's wrong. So although you might have someone else who's going to lose it faster, well, you're working on things. It's going through areas of your body. Because again, you have to imagine your body, you've got all the blood that lines everywhere. Okay, and disease is caused by that blockage. All right, some diseases we are born with, it's imbalances. And so we eat like our parents and we're more imbalanced because we're doing the same thing, we're feeding off the same thing that's imbalancing us. And so we have things that just don't work because we don't understand. There's 84 trace minerals. The 85th one is salt. One opens your heart, another one closes it. So these minerals are doing, we need all of them, okay? In my shake, I've got my amino acids. Alone, if you had to buy the amino acids separately. My shake, I think, is $39 or almost $40, which they've gone up in prices because obviously gas and food, everything's going up. But still, for this shake, you know, with people getting on it and stuff like that, I couldn't buy the ingredients to make the one. Now, for years, I ended up starting to study after this because I wanted to know, why did my pain go away? Why am I just dropping like that? Why when I am pregnant, and you're going to notice through this pregnancy, I'm not going to get swollen ankles. I don't have varicose veins. I'm not going to have, I don't get sick in the pregnancies because my liver is clean. You know, all of these things is because my body, the more you cleanse, the more, and I don't mean the more you cleanse, again, if someone got on now, that you go out and do all these pooping things, the more my blood was clean and got to the organs, the more the shake you then get to those organs and feed the body what it needs, okay? I'm not supposed to tell you all the people that I ran into, like my one friend who, like I said, I didn't finish her story, but like I said, she gained 25 pounds right after her baby. She just went right in. It was funny because her shape literally was kind of like my shape in pregnancy, you know? So it was cool to go, look, it's not just me. It really is the product and my workout and stuff like that. But then her husband went to Iraq for a year, and she wasn't able to get on the product. And it was, not that that was perfect, but it was really good for her to realize, because she got pregnant, you know. Obviously when he was home, and then it was hard for her, but she went through these things where she was pregnant, you know, when he was gone, and then he'd come home like right before the baby was due. And during that pregnancy, you know, she had also been diagnosed with lupus. And it was hard because she'd remember how she had all these pains that had gone away when she was using the product and how she looked. And she had another, you know, baby. And during that whole pregnancy, she couldn't stay on Isagenix because of financial reasons, you know. But what ended up happening, all the feelings, and she ended up gaining, I can't remember, she said somewhere between 50 and 70 pounds. And the only difference was what? That she wasn't getting what her body needed, okay? So many inflammatory diseases, like with me when I was exercising before I got on Isagenix, my body wasn't going to let go of that fat because guess what? I wasn't getting the right food, okay? A lot of people will hear about, oh, this product, and I find out that they're half the time taxing their body, which means they find out, and I've done this before. When I broke my leg, I thought, oh my gosh. People are like, oh, you need a ton of calcium and things like that. That didn't mean I went to milk, believe me. And vitamin D and calcium doesn't even work unless you get the sun. And all the other things, you need to get magnesium and the opposites. But a lot of people don't understand that. So I took too much. And what happens is your body then goes, oh, you're giving me more than I need. And so it ends up, there's always opposites to everything, okay? Your body ends up not producing a much, or outproducing the opposite to fight what you're doing. Okay? And so what ended up happening is I ended up realizing that I was doing that. I was really stupid. I stopped taking it because I realized I'm already getting into my shakes. I don't know why my brain was thinking this, but I thought, oh, this product is good and this product is good, and I just bought it thinking I was going to masterly be able to heal faster than what the doctor said. Although I walked faster, but that's just because I'm stubborn, it still took me 9 months because the bone wasn't even close to each other. There was a rod through it, and it was so far apart, it had to fuse, get back together. So it took 9 months, you know, which is what he said. He said I'd be lucky if I walk in a year and stuff. And so what ended up happening is I got off of it. Well, my body had been outproducing the opposite. And you'll find people who have leg pains, and they're usually deficient in magnesium or calcium and stuff like that, which you're going to get from food. A lot of people will then go, well, I'm going to go buy these pills, and half the time they're not even the best ones. That your body ends up, you know, if it's not in that food form, it's real. You end up paying for basically expensive waste because it's just going to go right through you. You know, so what happened is as soon as I got off the product, I started getting these massive headaches. And I remember, oh my gosh, and I don't mean get off Isagenix, but that extra stuff that I took, because I didn't balance my body. You know, when I moved to Texas, what happens is, and you might think, what does this have to do with Isagenix? I promise it does. It's all about balancing. There are so many moms that are finding out that their kid has this problem or this problem or this problem. And so they're running to these, you know, doctors. And the doctors only know how to prolong life. The problem, and this is why it's been so hard for me, I know so many people that have kids that have something wrong with them. That the majority, even though they were born with it, the main cause of why it's making it worse is what's in their cupboards. And that if they were on Isagenix, At least they wouldn't be trying to figure out how many cucumbers do I need to eat today? How many tomatoes do I need to eat? How many of this? Because the problem is it's not about you need to eat your vegetables. Because if you think, well, my son eats broccoli and he loves broccoli, well, broccoli does something totally different than cucumbers and lettuce. And I want to have a show where we talk about what foods do, you know, so that you understand why you need to eat varieties, because you really need the balance. You know, we don't drink 3 shakes a day unless you're sick. My kids do, you know. What ends up happening is you're going to get the food that you need, but you also want to make sure you make the best results with this product work. And again, the reason why I get it is because, you know what? I haven't found one better. And honestly, it's because I don't think anyone can compete or get even close to where the owner has gone with this product. You know, he didn't need to set it up to make all this money, although the company is unbelievable. I mean, if you get the product and you don't like it, you can return it. They're going to give you your money back. I mean, I've had people go, I don't like the chocolate, and then they'll send them vanilla and not even ask them for the chocolate back. You know, I've had, I mean, and they have a bunch of other products with Isagenix that they've added, you know, and they're excellent. But this is what I've had a lot of people that I've found out that I didn't talk to. I've had friends that would refer them, and they would find something in Isagenix that was unbelievable. And so the person was taking so many different products that they didn't understand that the cleanser and the shake were the core. Okay, even the cleanser, all the people go, I just lose weight because again they think it's a weight loss with the cleanser, and then they don't want to take the shake. They just want the cleanser. But they work together. The cleanser is getting the toxins, getting the junk out of your body, rebuilding. Remember, obviously the bad stuff is in our fat cells. That's why we're getting the results we are. But it's really cleaning our blood. But then your body needs to rebuild itself, or it will not allow itself to dump. So by dumping, and then not rebuilding, and half the things out there, those cleanses out there, are ones that are dumping and not rebuilding. People who go get these colon things, and you know, and they're thinking, yes, but it helps me not get colon cancer. Why don't we fix why we're not going to the bathroom normally? Why don't we give ourselves the right foods so that we are, you know, we are doing the things that we need to do, you know? And you want to get to the point where you're going to the bathroom 15 to 30 minutes after you eat, because then you know that you are, that's where your body needs. And I had one colon specialist who uses Isagenix. She's an older lady that I met her years ago, that she would go around and take people's blood. She's also a blood specialist. It's just amazing to watch people, their blood and Isagenix and what would happen. But she would talk about that if you would need to cleanse if you're not going to the bathroom. And it wasn't because you're cleansing like I said, those other cleansers, where it's forcing you. It's because the more I cleanse, the more my body is going to get to a prime point of being healthy. Every one of my older kids have used it.
Today?
No, no, but you can ask Daddy. All my older kids have cleansed. They've done 90 cleanses. Okay, go ask him, honey. Now, half the people that I've talked to about Isagenix have only heard, probably from my husband, I lose weight with it. And so half of this is for people out there who are going, that have called me up going, I want to do another 9-day cleanse. And they'll do it, and then they'll do a 9-day cleanse, and then a year later they'll want to do another 9-day cleanse because they dropped 15 pounds. And I'm always thinking, why wouldn't you want, even though you can get great weight results, why wouldn't you want to stay on it so that you don't have to gain it back? So that your body isn't, because it's not just about gaining weight back, it's why did I gain the weight? It wasn't, was I craving things because my body was imbalanced? Was I getting things, I mean, I've seen every type of problem out there. And in the 10 years, within actually the first 3 years, everyone that I ran in that was doing the things that I was doing, meaning taking the product and continuing taking the product. And the majority of the people who were taking the product weren't my age, because most people that were my age were just taking it for weight loss. They'd get on it, they'd love the results, it would take them forever to gain back. I remember a friend who lost 35 pounds in a 9-day cleanse, and then another 2 days, 5 days later, and then another 2-day cleanse, 5 days later, and then another 2-day cleanse. He had lost 35 pounds. And he was bragging how he had gotten off of it, and it had been 6 months, and he had gained 1 pound back. And now that will never happen for a female, you know, and this was a huge guy. And, you know, the problem was, why would you want to wait? This wasn't a weight loss. This was getting your body. It's like people will go, well, do I have to stay on this? No. But are you a perfect formulator? Do you grow do you grow things out of the garden? Do you know when things are in season, when they aren't in season? Do you know how much of this fruit you need, or what this fruit does, and what you need? Do you know where your imbalances are? I'm trying to figure that out. And the more I cleanse, the more I feel my body. What's amazing about this product is I can feel, even though I eat a ton, you know, I'll eat ice cream. But I'm wanting a scoop. I'm not wanting 8 scoops like my husband. You know, I'm not craving this. I'm craving flavors. Why? Because my taste buds came back. You know, I'm gaining more muscle than I ever have in my shape and stuff like that. And during my pregnancy, you literally see a 6-pack that goes around my belly that's supporting it. That's probably why it falls right back in right after I deliver. But it's also because my body's being fed. My babies come out with a massive cord. Blood circulation is so good through there. They're always like, look at the blood flow. These are the reasons why I've taken it. You know, it doesn't matter to me what you take. So please don't write me and say, what do you think about this product? Because honestly, there isn't one on the market yet. A lot of companies have tried to copy, you know, but they've never been a cleanser and a shake. Mainly they've been a food. You know, you're getting a portion of this, and half the time you're overlapping. Because the key to most of the companies is they're really paid. Tyler, can you stop? Tyler, because I have to talk really loud and you're too loud. Most of them are overlapping, and they don't understand that they're actually causing an imbalance the opposite way. Kind of like what I did with taking too much magnesium and calcium. My body's outproduced the opposite to balance myself out with how much I was bringing in, that I ended up causing, you know, having these problems. And that's the hard thing. You don't want to spend hundreds of dollars. And, you know, I honestly, besides food that I'm buying, I try to stick to as many organic things as I can get. I try to get as many organic meats. If I can't get organic meats, I try to get at least the ones that don't have the hormones. I don't eat a lot of meat. I try to stay away from the red meats because it takes 2 weeks to digest in your body. And, you know, I'll talk about that another day. But let me see how long I've gone. Sorry, because this is way long. Trying to think of what else. So basically, let me get back to how I take the product, okay? Then I'll explain to you where you can get it. I'll try to put it in a little forward on the Facebook of where you can get it at. If someone sends this to you, please, you know, look at their little message comment. They probably will send you the website of where to get it and stuff like that. So I love the way the company is anyways. Everyone gets their own product. It's like a Costco membership, you know. It's $19 if you get something every month. I think it's $29 if you don't want to have something monthly. I tell people, just get it the auto ship set up, because you can take yourself off it at any time. You can switch the dates, that kind of thing. And there's a lot of promotional things that they will send you free when they have something new come out, and it's great. But like I said, Isagenix is so laid back. They're like, they help you with whatever, you know. I've had no problem with anything. And like I said, look up about all the other products. I'm not telling you that the other products you shouldn't take, but don't take out cleanser and shake, because you want to. It's like I have these people going, oh my gosh, they spend all this money, like a, you know, $500 on product, and they can spend $150 on, and it's great product, but they can only do it for a month, because then after that, you know, they can't afford to do that every month, and they have no clue. They felt great and did all these other things, but they think, I can't live like that. Where they don't realize that if they just took cleanser and shake, their body would fix itself. The other things were added, and they're excellent products, you know, and a lot of people might need some of those in the beginning, you know. I take cleanser and shake, and I also do buy the Isagenix, you know. I used to buy the Isofruits, but I buy so much fruits and get the fruits, especially in Texas. We constantly have the fruits here and stuff like that. And I bought Isagenix mainly because I love it anyways. But in Utah, I bought more of the Isofruits because it was really hard, you know, especially there, except for one season that we didn't have the other seasons where it wasn't available as much. But the Isagenix is because my son, my autistic son, visually would not eat vegetables. You know, he would drink a shake because that visually was food, but he hadn't built that connection in his brain yet that those things are food. So it didn't matter if I stuck it down. He wasn't going to go, oh, this tastes good, because he didn't have that connection in what, you know, that you taste something and that's how you know if it's good or not, because he didn't do that oral thing when he was a baby. You know, and so I put the vegetables in this, you know, powder form. And again, if you look at that product, I've seen the vegetables ones out there, and they don't taste good. You know, or they'll add things to it. This one tastes good. Now, I have people just take it along with water. I put it in my shake because he loves it, you know, and then he's getting his vegetables that he needs and stuff like that. Even though I've got already the amino acids, I've got vitamins in there, I've got all these, you know, omega fats and stuff like that. They've got extra things over there that are good. But the key, again, is what you want to do in the beginning is you want to get on cleanser and shake. And what you do is you take cleanser in the morning. You want to buy a trampoline. The trampoline, I promise you, you will not find anything out there that is better and better results. You can jog as hard as you want on it. You can kick out if you want, like this. You can twist. You can do whatever you want honestly, you just need a jog. You know, you can watch a show, you can listen to me, you know, and the things that I'm talking about while I'm doing this stuff. So get a trampoline, because when it cleans your blood, it throws it into your lymphatic system. Well, the trampoline cleans your lymphatic system in 2 minutes. So I feel like I'm wasting if I don't take cleanser when I'm on the trampoline, because I want to continuously keep dumping into my bloodstream, you know, or into my lymphatic, so that I will constantly keep flushing, and the more I will get out of me, you know. And so that's why I keep trying to tell my husband. He used to do this all the time, but I understand he gets busy. He'll be up late at night working, and he'll go back to it. He absolutely loves it when he gets on it, except because he gets results right away. But you know, Isagenix has been such an easy thing for him that he'll just, when he thinks that he's gained a little bit of weight from the pints of ice cream he's eating at night, he'll go and do a 9-day cleanse and lose 17 pounds, which is ridiculous, and look all trim. And he's been working out, but it's just the weight thing. So again, half of you now want to do that, but don't, please. The key is we don't want to spring clean. We want to go in and fix why our heart does what it does. We want our food to get to where it needs to be. We want it to get the best results. We want to be taking a product. Again, you take the cleanser, you do the trampoline. If you're doing the ball workout, great too. Trampoline is key every day, even if it's just 20 minutes, if you go to 40 minutes. After that, you're going to take your shake, all right? You can make it a million different ways. You need to find the way you like it best. You know, I always take mine with 2 scoops. I do about 1.5 cups of water with ice, and I blend it till it's thick. That might be too watery for you, meaning you don't want as much water. You can put less. You might want more. You know, with the Isagenix, I've even been able to put 2 cups of water because it makes it so sweet. And then I ended up sharing it with my babies, you know, or I'll make a little bit more scoops so I have more nutrition. I end up sharing it with the babies. But then what happens in the beginning, you want to do a cleanse. That's how you live, which is so easy. I'm not taking 6 pills of this and 10 pills of that and this my minerals and going. I don't do that. It's all I'm taking. That's all I've been taking. And I am buying less and less of these, you know, the herbs and all the essential oils that I needed. I still target things. But a lot of times I'm finding that I just, you know, my kids take the product, you know, and that really is why their body has rebuilt and being able to do. I really believe that's why I don't have the food allergies anymore. You know, normally, what's great about it too is it's not that you want to take this so that you can go eat the pizza, but before if I ate pizza, I really feel sick. You know, obviously I prefer a different pizza, and I am going to feel sick if I eat too much pizza, but at the same time, I'm not at least having the food allergy that I did before, where I'd have the massive stomach ache. Now, if I ate red meat, I probably would have a stomach ache, because red meat just does that. You know, it takes so long to digest. And if it's not organic, all the hormones and crap that you're getting through you is just really nasty. So, same thing with dairy. You know, I obviously reacted to dairy mainly. You know, you don't want to eat a lot of dairy. You know, there are things that you want to stay away from while you're doing that. And I'll probably tell you with that and those. But they send you the booklet. They tell you how to do the different things that you want to do. But you want to go, after a week of just maintaining, you want to start doing cleansing days, okay? You might want to start with a 1-day and then move into a 2-day, meaning you do a 1-day and then you go back to maintaining again. We take cleanse in the morning and shake. And a 1-day is where you're taking cleanser all day. It tells you on the bottle. If you want to do daily, how you can take, it'll say 1 to 2 ounces. I take 2 to 4 ounces. I take 4 ounces because I want more coming out, my exercise longer. You know, obviously you'll go through more cleanser that way, but I want more junk coming out. And then, you know, it'll tell you on a full, you know, heavy cleanse, you're going to take 4 ounces every 4 hours, you know, which would be a 1-day. A 2-day would just be doing that 2 days in a row. Okay? And you're drinking tons of water. If you've ever done one of those other cleanses before, this is so easy. It's 2 days. It's not 7 days or 21 days of killing off your body. You are going to feel something. You might feel sick. You might feel hungry. If you feel hungry, that's sugar coming out of you. If you have a headache, a lot of times it's a caffeine headache. You're going to feel what's coming out of you, but that's what's so cool. It's coming out of you. Not in the form that it's coming out of you, but it's really coming out of you. Your body is getting it out of your system. That's why when you're done, you don't want to go to eating all this crud. You want to really stick to the brown rice, steamed vegetables to really flush your colon. You want to stick to the things that are in the healthy healing that they talk about. I don't mean all the things you go buy, but the way they talked about how to eat so that your body can really heal. Then gradually bring in the lean meats and stuff like that. If you're going to do another 2 days, you really want to even stay off fruit and all sugars, all refined, you know, things. Switch your white rice to brown rice. Use grapeseed oil instead of vegetable oils. It's tasteless. There's coconut oil. There's olive oil. I mean, there's tons of things that we're going to talk about with food. And then, like I said, another 2 days if you want. If you want to get to the point where you're doing as many of those as you can in the beginning. If you feel like you're hit a point where you're like a plateau, it's because you're not giving your body enough time to rebuild. So you just go back into taking cleanser and shake every day. But the more you cleanse, not only are you going to drop inches if you need to lose weight, because weight is a sign of toxicity, weight is a sign of unhealthiness, weight is a sign of disease. What happens is when your body is being fed, it will let go of that. All these other things that are forcing your body, you're not fixing why you gain weight, so you will gain it faster. And you won't want to live the way you're living. Like, I just have to eat this cracker, or I have to stay away from all carbs. Or I have to, you know what? I mean, a lot of you might be religious, some of you might not be, but I really believe the grains are the stuff of life, you know? Now, am I eating tons of all of these other carbohydrates? I'm not, but my carbohydrates are different. And I also eat varieties of different ones. A lot of people don't get that. They'll think, well, I'm eating wheat all the time. Well, wheat does different things to your body, you know? And sometimes people are very sensitive that they need to go more to the brown rice. Even the flour of rice you can use and stuff like that, so we get to the point where you can incorporate and bring some of these in, but to where you need, okay? Lots of obviously fresh vegetables, you know, but you'll get to that to the point where you're taking fruit every day. You know, in the very beginning, if you're going to be cleansing, you won't do fruit. The cleansing days, this might be, I know it seems like might have been a tangent, but you know, they explain all this in the book. When you are doing cleansing days, you're not taking any food. You're not going, oh, here's an apple, or I'm going to have this on the side. You know, they have said if you need to, you know, have a raw green vegetable, you know. But I tell people most of the time that's an oral thing that you need, and you're just not drinking enough water, okay? Half the time if you just get on the trampoline, if you're feeling hungry, you're feeling sick, you're feeling whatever, it's just 2 days, get on the trampoline and get it out. You know, people before they even did Isagenix, I would tell them, get on a trampoline if you feel sick in pregnancy. You won't feel sick anymore. Gets it out of your body. That's why these really work together. Hopefully that helped you guys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can tell you. I might have not done the best job on slamming everyone on why they've been doing it wrong, or if you haven't been doing it properly. Again, so many people come in and they're taking it and then they're saying, you know, I took it, you know, and then I gained the weight back because they got off of it. And I always think, yeah, if you ate vegetables or any diet, which first of all you wouldn't get the results that you get on Isagenix, and then you got off of it, what would you think would happen? If you stopped eating, if you ate healthy and then stopped eating healthy, you're going to have the same results you had before. You know, I can't afford to go waste, and I don't have the time to waste. And that is why, you know, like I said, I'm willing to talk about anything that I believe in, but I need to do the most efficient thing. I need to do the thing, obviously with me now pregnant with the 9th, I'm going to do the thing that's best for my family. All my babies take it, my kids take it. My kids are the older ones are the only ones, meaning I think it's been from 10 on. The older ones have been the only ones who've actually done a daily cleanse. And half of this is honestly because we go on trips and we'll go visit family that are eating just tons of terrible things. And then I tell them, you know, you're really wasting my stuff because you're coming back and wanting to cleanse off that stuff that you ate because you're feeling sick and you gained weight or whatever. What if we had just watched ourselves, you know? But the cleansing, like I said, is a very simple thing. But really, the reason why we want to take it on a daily basis is we want to give our body that imbalance. We want to get our body balanced, and that just that aloe vera alone morning, which you'll read in the Healthy Healing, it says take an aloe vera drink every morning, and all these other things. And I'm going, it's right in the cleanser, and it's not going to cost me $85. You know, I've got this bottle that can last me half a month if I'm taking how many ounces, you know, a day. And if you take more, you might go through more cleanser, but still, it's cheaper than any of the things that I could put together, and that's why I take it. Like I said, I'm not knocking any of these other companies that are really trying to help people out there, and they've really helped people, but I really believe that most people have been wasting a lot of money because they're not formulators. You know, they don't know what to take and where to take, and they end up overtaxing themselves and coming up with some other problem and not realizing a lot of times they're doing it to themselves or their kids. They're trying to cure their kids and they're pumping them with so much. A lot of times your body doesn't need so much. It needs to be able to heal on its own. And that's why I like this. I really like that it's simple. It's something you can do forever. Everything that I do, the trampoline, the ball, you can do till you're 80, 100, till you die. And you will be able to. And so, again, I'm sorry I went so long today. Please forward this to people that have questions about it. My website to go to, and again, if you forward this from somebody else, you know, if you're my relative who forgot how to get it, you go to Baby Sarabia, which is my last name, and I'll put it in the little Facebook thing. It's BABYSARABIA.Isagenix, which is ISAGENIX.com. For some reason, you go to that and you see somebody else's name besides mine, then you can always
you know, text me and I'll tell you where to go. Sign up as a member. Don't buy it retail from me. You know, I don't sell it to anyone retail. I'm not trying to do that. You sign up as a member, get your own product, and when people want it, have them get their own product. I would just start with cleanser and shake, and if you want the Isagenix, because it really makes the shake even taste better than it already does. And then if you want to learn about all the other things, you can add those two, but always stay with cleanser and shake. You know, if somebody else referred this to you, they're going to have in the little forward where to get it from them. If you then get it, tell somebody else to go to your website, not call me up, and forward this to them and tell them this, you know, this is what she's taking. This woman's pregnant with her 9th baby, but you know, the results that I've gotten, the health, I mean, really, to keep 8 kids out of the doctors for how many years? You know, I only used my insurance when I had my emergency C-section, which kind of sucks that I've been paying for insurance and never using it, but we've been paying for it, you know, and with my leg surgery, you know, both times. I hate it. I absolutely told my husband he's going to shoot me before I ever go in the hospital again. So, but like I said, have them sign up as a member. Don't have them buy it retail from you, because it's like $40 more to buy it as, you know, retail, when they can just buy it as a member and get their own membership. They get their own product. You know, you're not going to sell them your product because you're not allowed to. You need to buy your own product. You can trade, because I constantly call friends that have it and say, hey, I have a product coming in. Can I trade you for yours and stuff like that? So, but because they have your link, and if you don't like it, or if you don't want it, or something like that, you can always call them, and Isagenix will give you your money back. Not like, hey, I got it from Emily. You know, then they're going to go to Emily and get your money back. So, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching the show. Sorry it was so long again today. We are going to speed it up on the other workouts. So again, if you have someone that you want to refer to this workout, please refer. It's the best one. It really is. I haven't, you know, I'm not trying to say I'm the best. I'm trying to tell you, this isn't me. I just designed to hit every part of the body. I've found better ones. You know, all of them harm your body. You can't do for life. Okay? You want to do something that really stays a balance with your body and doesn't go off into extremes. And like I said, you'll build up to this. All right. Have a great day, and forward this to people. I'll put in the forward how to get it. Everybody else get their forward. And again, have a great day. See you tomorrow.